on in the dating world, the relationship between men and women. To say that it's not gotten complicated would be to be blind to the whole situation. War has casualties, and through these years of being single and celibate and working through the process of getting to know God and finding where I stood within myself, there's been times where I declined sex with a beautiful, gorgeous woman because I needed to make sure that this woman's interests were not against me, were not at my expense. And I've lived long enough to see that maybe I had wishful thinking, maybe it was just me being naive, but it was sad to say that with sadness, I could tell you the following. I made the right decision. Beauty, the relationship between men and women, has become so complicated that the average monogamous relationship is now lasting about 2 to 3 years. And as war has casualties, I've gotten to the point where I've had to even question, is monogamy dead? Is monogamy dead? You see, if you're like me, you may have been brought up to think that you were going to meet your soulmate and live happily ever after. And like I told you, you are at war. Unfortunately, it was this year. Not only did I lose my dad, not only did I see a company that I worked with just disappoint me greatly. 2019 has been a year of significant disappointments. And all that said, perhaps what disappoints me the most is to ask myself with complete sincerity, is monogamy dead? You are at war. And so, with questions so intense like these, what do I eat? Is the world around me trying to get me unhealthy with food that gets me overweight? Is the political structure around me trying to even infiltrate my own church and tell me things that are kind of one-sided or feeding some agenda for the people that pay the tithes? Are women even out to be ride or dies, with so many women claiming to be queens? Is any of them fit for a king? I hope you're starting to see that you are at war. I know what you have to process on a daily basis. I know. The news, the media, all paying top dollar for your attention. Scandal, sex, titillation, everything to get your mind out of the most important things that matter. If you didn't matter to me, why would I be in front of this camera spilling my guts out? Think about it. If you didn't matter to me, why would I be in front of this camera spilling my guts out? My business is the business of getting people results, of moving them from a place of suffering in their body, in their weight. And because of all of the work that I've done internally, through working through coaches and mentors, I'm now able to invite you on the journey inward, where you can put aside the bullshit, put aside the bullshit and focus on what matters. It's a tough call. You may have to break up with somebody that you know is toxic. You may have to put up the drinking. You may have to put up the pornography. You may have to put up the friends that are just there to waste your time and placate you and tell you that you're cool or just party. You may have to stop the bullshit to fight the war that matters, to fight the war that you're in, regardless of what you want to be the truth. Regardless of what you want, there is something going on. I wouldn't be on this video. I would not have shown you my dad in this urn who died because of the truth I just told you about. He died lonely. And it pains me to say that. It pains me to say that. And I saw life manipulate him in a way in which he innocently engaged, eating his sweet bread till the last days of his life. This is an invitation to you to join forces with me and begin the process of carving away at the fat in all the areas of your life. Carving away at the fat of all the areas of your life. Fat comes in many forms. There's the fat around your belly, and then there's the fat that has an origin within. It's almost as if the lack of discipline, the lack of vision, the lack of clear thinking inwardly caused the fat to happen. And until we examine all that system and are willing to be honest with ourselves and say, fuck, I'm at fucking war here. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to know that potentially we've been forgetting that. On some level, we know that. When you hear that you're at war, I'm sure there's a party that knows that. I can't be speaking to a fucking wall here. On some level, you know that is what's occurring. With 33% of Americans overweight, why would you think this is an accident? This is an invitation to team up with me and begin chipping away at the fat.